Anger is the most common way men lose power. Not because anger is weak, but because uncontrolled anger is predictable. The moment a man becomes angry, he becomes readable. His breathing changes, his tone sharpens, his timing collapses. And once timing collapses, control follows. Most men believe anger makes them dominant. It doesn't. It makes them transparent. Transparent men are easy to manipulate. Anger reveals what hurts you. Anger reveals what you care about. Anger reveals where pressure works. Anyone watching learns exactly how to move you. Men who control their anger understand this early. They do not suppress anger. They do not deny it. They govern it. There is a critical difference. Suppressed anger leaks. Controlled anger waits. Most men leak anger in small ways: sarcasm, defensiveness, irritation, passive aggression. Each leak is information, and information becomes leverage. Men who control their anger protect this information aggressively. They do not react immediately. They do not escalate emotionally. They do not seek relief through expression. They let anger settle. Settled anger becomes clarity. Clarity leads to precision. Precision wins conflicts without noise. This is why powerful men rarely appear angry, not because they are harmless, but because they are dangerous when they finally move. Uncontrolled anger burns energy. It narrows vision. It shortens thinking. It creates urgency. Urgency is weakness. Anyone who can make you rush can make you lose. Men who control their anger refuse to rush. They slow down when provoked. This reversal unsettles emotional opponents. Most people expect escalation. When escalation doesn't come, uncertainty appears. Uncertainty creates hesitation. Hesitation shifts power. This is why calm men dominate heated situations. They are not trying to win emotionally. They are positioning. While angry men argue, calm men observe. While angry men explain, calm men collect information. While angry men seek validation, calm men gain leverage. Anger also destroys negotiation power. The man who becomes angry signals attachment to outcome. Attachment gives the other side control. Men who control anger appear indifferent, not because they don't care, but because they refuse to reveal importance. Importance revealed is leverage lost. Most men think anger shows strength. In reality, strength is the ability to remain unchanged under pressure. Angry men change. Their behavior becomes reactive. Their words become careless. Their decisions become emotional. Men who control anger remain consistent. Consistency builds trust. Trust creates authority. Authority attracts power. Men who control their anger also understand something uncomfortable. Anger feels good in the moment. It releases tension. It restores ego temporarily. It creates the illusion of dominance. But that release comes at a cost. Every emotional outburst trains people how to provoke you. They learn what buttons work. Men who control anger refuse to teach others how to control them. They do not reward provocation with reaction. Without reward, provocation stops. This is why controlled men are rarely pushed repeatedly. The first attempt gets nothing. The second feels awkward. The third never happens. People adjust quickly when anger disappears as a tool. Men who control anger also protect their reputation. Angry men are remembered for emotion. Calm men are remembered for outcomes. Reputation compounds. Over time, people stop testing calm men, not because they are feared emotionally, but because they are respected structurally. This is the foundation. Men who control their anger understand something most men refuse to accept. Anger is bait, and most men take it every time. People provoke anger because anger creates mistakes. Mistakes create leverage. Leverage creates control. The man who can be made angry can be made careless. This is why anger is targeted deliberately. In arguments, in negotiations, in leadership, in competition. Anger narrows focus. It pulls attention toward ego instead of outcome. The moment ego takes control, strategy disappears. Men who control their anger never allow ego to lead. They feel the surge, and then they wait. Waiting is the separator. Most men react immediately because anger demands release. Release feels like relief, but relief is expensive. Relief trades long-term power for short-term comfort. Men who control anger choose discomfort instead. They sit with the tension. They let the heat pass. And when it does, clarity returns. Clarity exposes options anger would have hidden. This is why calm men dominate heated environments. While others argue emotionally, calm men see structure. They identify leverage points. They observe who is reacting. They notice who loses composure. Loss of composure signals weakness. Weakness invites pressure. Men who control anger let others reveal weakness first. They do not interrupt this process. They allow emotional opponents to self-destruct. This creates a quiet hierarchy. The man who remains calm rises automatically. In leadership, anger is a liability. Angry leaders make impulsive decisions. They punish emotionally. They overcorrect to restore authority. This erodes trust. Trust is not built on fear of emotion. It is built on predictability. Men who control anger are predictable in standards, but unpredictable in response. This combination is powerful. People know what is expected, but they do not know what will happen if they cross the line. That uncertainty enforces discipline better than threats ever could. Men who lose control of anger teach others how to manipulate them. A raised voice invites escalation. An insult invites retaliation. A threat invites resistance. Men who control anger teach nothing. They give no emotional feedback. Without feedback, manipulation collapses. This frustrates aggressive personalities. They escalate. Escalation reveals insecurity. Men who control anger observe calmly. They do not compete emotionally. They wait. Waiting forces the other side to act. Action under emotion creates errors. Errors shift power. This is why calm men often win conflicts they never seem to fight. They do not dominate through volume. They dominate through timing. Timing is power. Angry men rush. Controlled men delay. Delay exposes desperation. Desperation lowers status.
Men who control anger also understand how anger destroys negotiation power. The first man to show anger loses leverage. Anger signals attachment. Attachment gives the other side advantage. Men who control anger appear indifferent to outcome, not because they are disengaged, but because they refuse to reveal emotional investment. This appearance forces concessions. The side that cares less controls the terms. Anger also corrupts judgment. It exaggerates threats. It simplifies reality. It pushes men towards binary thinking. Controlled men resist this. They keep complexity intact. Complexity allows better decisions. Better decisions compound. Men who control anger are rarely dramatic. They do not need to perform dominance. Their restraint implies capacity. People assume a man who does not explode is capable of much worse. This assumption protects him. It keeps others cautious. Caution preserves position. Men who control anger also conserve energy. Anger drains focus and clarity. Controlled men redirect that energy toward execution. Execution produces results. Results silence doubt. Over time, people stop provoking controlled men, not because they are feared emotionally, but because they are respected structurally. This is the second truth.
Men who control their anger eventually reach a point where anger no longer serves as a weapon against them. It stops working. People realize that provoking emotion produces nothing useful. No reaction, no escalation, no loss of control. This realization changes behavior. When anger fails as a tool, influence collapses. Most power struggles are emotional at their core. People push because they want a reaction. They insult because they want to destabilize. They provoke because they want control. Men who control their anger deny all of it. They do not reward provocation with emotion. Without reward, behavior dies. This is how calm men reshape environments without force. They do not argue louder. They do not threaten harder. They do not dominate aggressively. They remain still. Stillness creates gravity. Others orbit it. In leadership, this creates authority that feels permanent. People trust men who do not panic. They follow men who do not explode. They respect men who remain consistent under pressure. Consistency is more intimidating than aggression. Aggression is emotional. Consistency is structural. Structure endures. Men who control anger also understand the difference between power and intimidation. Intimidation depends on fear of reaction. Power depends on fear of consequence. Angry men intimidate. Controlled men enforce consequences. Consequences do not require emotion. They require certainty. Men who control anger act decisively when necessary, but without emotional display. This makes their actions feel final. Finality creates compliance. People do not negotiate with finality. They adjust. Men who lose control of anger lose credibility. People stop trusting their judgment. They expect volatility. They prepare for inconsistency. Men who control anger earn credibility. They become predictable in principle. Predictability in principle creates trust. Trust combined with restraint creates dominance. Men who control anger also avoid emotional exhaustion.
They do not relive conflicts internally. They do not replay insults mentally. They do not spiral after confrontation. This preserves clarity. Clarity enables long-term thinking. Long-term thinking wins long games. While angry men burn out chasing emotional victories, controlled men build position quietly. Position compounds. Men who control anger also understand when to use force and when not to. They do not confuse expression with action. They know that most situations require patience, not reaction. When they finally act, it is precise. Precision feels dangerous. People sense that calm men are not harmless. They are restrained. Restraint implies capacity. Capacity implies threat. This implied threat is enough. Men who control anger rarely need to raise their voice. Silence communicates more. Silence signals that emotion is not in control. Emotionless responses force emotional opponents to confront themselves. They either escalate and expose weakness or retreat to preserve status. Both outcomes favor the calm man. Over time, people learn not to challenge men who do not react emotionally. They save energy. They choose battles elsewhere. This leaves controlled men uncontested. Uncontested men rise. Men who control anger also accept isolation. They do not need emotional validation. They do not seek approval after conflict. They do not explain themselves to feel better. They move forward. This forward motion creates inevitability. Inevitability creates power. The final truth is this: anger is not strength. Anger is information. And information, when leaked, becomes leverage for others. Men who control their anger keep information internal. They decide when to act. They choose when to speak. They control when emotion is released. This control makes them impossible to rush, guilt, or manipulate. And men who cannot be manipulated end up controlling everything around them. Welcome to PowerMind Coded. Control your anger. Contain your reaction. Let calm become your weapon. Because the men who control their anger are the men who control everything.